Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen vlog. It's a bit of a Citizen present today. There's a little bit of past as well, but can I just please, before we carry on, I just obviously join with many other people who've passed their condolences on to Pep. He's obviously part of our family, Pep, isn't he? Now he has been here with us for a few years now, so our condolences are obviously for the sad passing of his mother, and obviously our hearts go out to him and his family and friends and everyone who knew the wonderful lady. So we can just obviously add that to the ones already out there, and obviously to everyone else who's obviously losing loved ones at this special time. It's not special time in the way of horror, isn't it? I mean, it's a horrific time at the moment. So you think of people like Eddie Large, who I recently featured in a little quiz that I put out a couple of days ago. That I featured in a quiz a few days back, well before Eddie Large had passed. Obviously, but yes, our condolences with everyone, especially Pep, obviously, and the family of Eddie Large as well, and everyone around the world who's obviously in a sorry state at the moment with the way things are going. Anyway, I want to be a bit lighter now after that, but please, I'm sure you share all your condolences with mine with that anyway. So anyway, please, if you're new to the Citizen vlog, please push the old subscribe button. That'll be great. Push these bell notifications so you know when these little vlogs are coming out, little specials on Citizen, mainly quizzes at the moment, but obviously there's still the history vlogs coming out, city history vlogs coming out. Obviously other little podcasters and YouTubers and vloggers are doing a little bit of history at the moment because obviously they've got nothing else to do. But hey, I'm there. I'll do it whatever happens. When football kicks off again, I'll still be there with the history vlogs for you. So please join me for them. Anyway, today we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to have a look at Twitterverse. So we're going to look at what's happening on Twitterverse with City. But first of all, I just wanted to do, as you know, I've ended my season. I've done my player ratings. If you've not checked that, please check the links below. I've done my player ratings for the season because it's over as far as I'm concerned. Even if they start it again, it's not the same. As I've said before many times, it's a totally different ball game now. So this season's over, in my opinion. So I thought I'd just obviously do the Programme Awards. Who's won the Programme of the Year award? I'll do that before I have a quick look at Twitterverse. So if you're only interested in Twitterverse, you're not interested in football programmes, and obviously I'm only doing it based on who City have played. Obviously this season I can't do it for everyone, but it's my little Manchester City Programme Awards. And my apologies, I've got one programme which I haven't got, apart from a couple of European ones which don't really count because they don't produce programmes like us guys anyway. But my apologies to Sheffield Wednesday. You've got a wonderful programme, because it's one programme I've just not been able to get hold of at a reasonable price. I'm not paying silly money for a price, so I have been trying to get hold of a Sheffield Wednesday City programme from the Cup game. How many weeks ago was that now? I can't remember, but my apologies. So if Sheffield Wednesday's programme is any good, tough. It's not in this top 10 of programmes that I've picked on today anyway. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Do me end of season programme awards. So a quick flick through these. I hope you enjoy it anyway. Please, thumbs ups are always appreciated. It takes you a split second to do that anyway. Right, let's get on with it. Number 10. Go to number 10 on my Programme Awards, and it goes to, I'll talk about City's programme at the end as well, a little brief respite, whether City would have got into the top 10 in my opinion. But there you are, number 10, Oxford United. It's quite a good programme, wasn't it, going back in December 2019. 68 pages, but £3, so it's not bad, but not loads of pages. We don't tend to get loads of pages for cup games. The City ones are never as big for the cup games anyway, aren't they? But obviously it was a special one because obviously Jim Smith had recently passed away for Oxford United, so it was a special one for them. And what I liked about the Oxford thing, they do match stats on games they play, which I always like. I'm always good on stats and things like that. It's good to see the clubs doing stats on their own team and what's happened there. So I did enjoy that aspect of the programme. Obviously, the tributes to Jim Smith inside the programme, which were tremendous. And I did like the kids zone as well. The kids zone, there's like 5 pages in the kids zone, which we could learn from the City. We don't do much really for the kids in our programmes, but obviously information. I've got the mascots, which City do and stuff like that. But fact files, a nice pot in the half. This is the middle of the programme, so you can buy an extra programme for your kid, and you can stick the picture on the wall, which I always like. That's what I'd do if I was taking my kids now. I'd buy an extra programme and let them stick the thing on the wall. Obviously little facts on the City as well included in the kids section. So a nice little kids section with Oxford's programme there. And obviously, the only thing that did make me laugh was obviously it was Christmas time, was the Oxford Christmas jumper, which was one of the naffest I've ever seen, but that was good. So, yeah, in at number 10, that's obviously one Oxford United there. Right, number 9. Actually, I thought this would be higher, actually, but obviously I did my scores as and when I got these things. If I went back and did them again, I might slightly alter it, but I'll stick with my original. You always stick with the original, don't you? And at number 9, Burnley, and I'll tell you why I thought this might have been a little bit higher up. 80 pages. Oh, yeah, the Oxford advertisements promo was always a big part of magazines, isn't it? Oxford was about 24% of the magazine, so that's okay, because the most you sort of get is up 25, even to 28%, which we'll talk about in a bit. So ads and promos make up about a quarter of this Burnley magazine. 80 pages, £3, good value for £3. The Burnley programme. But what I liked about, me and my history, obviously, what I did like about the programme is the layout was good. I like the layout, the Burnley layout for a start, the little images of the little things of the Burnley colours on the pages and stuff. So I did quite like the big. It's big, and I'm a bit not sure. I don't like the. I'm going to say I do like the big ones, because there's a big one later on that was obviously more brochure-ish, more magazine-ish. I like the magazine-y feel. I do miss the Manchester City magazine, which I've talked about and picked up on. But this is good. It's a little bit bigger. You get a lot of history stuff for Burnley as well in it, which I like. I mean, this is a great image of the League Division 1 champions, 59-60 Burnley, which I really love. I love pictures. I love good images and pictures. I don't like drawings, as you know, but I do like a lot of pictures. City, there was a good 7 pages on City, and again showing you old stuff of Gillingham final, etc., etc. And there was a kitted out. This appears in a couple of these programs where obviously we've got a player and the teams he's played for, and obviously they're picking on Bertie Mee, so obviously there's a City shirt there. So that was a good little feature that I hadn't, that actually appears in one of the other programs later as well. But what really swung it for me, and I really did like, was the back. You have these little, it's like a card, you like perforated cards, so you can, like for the kids, you got the player and who he is and the kit, obviously information about him on the back as well. So it's like a card, but you can flip it out because it's perforated. So I did like that, and I thought Burnley would have done better on the score, because early doors I was quite impressed for that. That was back in December 19. Next one, number 8, Leicester City. Obviously we played in February. Again, a more compact programme, nice programme, Leicester City, nice compact programme. £3, 84 pages, 25% of ads. There was 9 pages on City. But again, you've got the, there's a first image of City. I mean, you get some of these programs do give quite a lot of information, a lot of some old stuff on City there. Billy Meredith there, stats and stuff. Yeah, I mean, 9 pages on City, which is similar to what City give away teams. So really good layout. I liked it. And obviously they have the heritage, which is, as you know, I like the heritage. So obviously, you've got old games. You've got the game at the Etihad as well feature, which is always good to look back on that. I like that side of it. Heritage, so they look at some older players, which I like. Some of their own players, Leicester City's own players. And obviously, football's pioneers, Alberto. I'll read of that one day. I've skimmed through it, but obviously find out a bit more about that guy. It's always interesting away from your own club to learn about things about football. And you've got, obviously, things of Old Main Road there and the old City things. It's great when they show stuff about, obviously, the opposing club's history as well, which is really good. Yeah, no, just overall, it was just quite a compact magazine. I did like it. And it sort of, you can't see it. It doesn't actually come out there, but it's like an embossed Leicester. But obviously, if you shine in a certain light, it's like City there on the end of the badge. So it's quite... You probably can't. Can you catch it a little bit there? Yeah, you can catch it a little bit there in the sun, can't you? See it, the emboss. So I do like that. It's a nice compact one, Leicester. Number 7, sticking to the Midlands again, we got Aston Villa. So £3.50, a little bit dear, 84 pages, ads 23%. This was back in January, wasn't it? They've got 9 pages on City, which is really, really good. Obviously, great images and great things on City in there. But I like the kids thing as well. They've got a good kids section, 5 pages for the kids section, with including where you can get signature, you get the autographs of the players. So that's a nice touch. You don't often see that these days. And you've got some great from the vault as well, old games between City and Villa, etc., etc. Some great historical stuff there that was really good. Match reports, stuff about obviously old games against City there. Main Road, look, image of Main Road. It's nice, really nice that some good stuff, some good heritage stuff, showing you some old programs and old stuff from old games against City. So that's what I like about Villa, which, you know, is an old club, isn't it? So you would expect that. But that, again, a nice compact one as well. So I sort of put that just above Leicester's. But Aston Villa's coming at number 7. Number 6, Preston. So yeah, we played Preston in the cup, did we? So one of two non-Premiership teams we're looking at today. £3, 68 pages. Again, not masses of pages. Only 17% ads though, ads and promos, so that's pretty good. So there's only 17% of this was ads and stuff like that. There's a lot of 10 pages of City stuff, which is really good. And there was obviously a lot of past stuff, a couple of pages of kids stuff, which isn't fantastic. But I mean, again, they've got the stats on the game they played, which I say I do like that aspects of it. You don't tend to see it as much in the City programs. There's loads of action pictures. I like action pictures. Again, the City programs are a bit mean on action pictures, aren't they? They don't really go over the top. And obviously, you've got City, a special draw, obviously complimentary, the match versus Manchester City. So I'd say there's quite a lot of pages all about City. And that bit old-fashioned layout. It's not ultra modern on the way it's laid out. But look at this. So this is the sort of thing. It had things on past games like John Macken, players who played for Preston and City, and obviously memories of John Macken for Preston against City, etc. Obviously, Mike Summerby, obviously links with Preston stuff like that. That's the sort of stuff I love. But this is what I really liked as well. Little match things, but in cartoon form. So old matches. Obviously, both Preston won them both, didn't they? Preston won them both, unfortunately, but just great. I like that. That's super. That is great. That's the sort of artwork I do like. More like a comic book thing. As I said, just a couple of pages. But again, there's obviously stuff about City on the kids thing as well. So it's interesting to so the kids can learn about their opposing teams as well. So Preston coming at number 6. At number 5. Another very compact one, Sheffield United. Again, £3.50 programme, Sheffield United, 100 pages. It's a big thing, and only 16% ads and promos, so plenty of content, so that did really well. Obviously, it's got stuff like memorabilia history, which obviously appeals to me, stuff on memorabilia and dates and old stuff like that. And obviously, stuff about Bramall Lane, and when it was bombed, you see the bomb there, and it got Bramall Lane got hit by a bomb. And I was doing a piece on Old Trafford at the time, and I was looking through these, and obviously reminded me of that, when Old Trafford was bombed, etc. And obviously the fire at City as well, that main stand. And you got From the Vault, which obviously lots of old games and old times in Sheffield United's history. Obviously, you've got links. Michael Brown obviously played for Sheffield United and City, so you got the obvious links there. Everything you need to know about the Etihad Stadium, so facts and figures on the Etihad Stadium there. So really good. I mean, there was 10 pages again in this one on City, 10 pages. And what really made it for me was that little, I think I tried to put that on Twitter, this image of City players in the past. A local Sheffield United artist had drawn that, but that's great. That's absolutely fantastic. It's well worth buying the programme just for those images of old City players. So that was really good. Sheffield United at number 5. So the top 4. Well, 4 and 3 are quite linked. Number 4, yes, I'm sorry about this, but yeah, I have to admit, I do like the United. It does have a magazine feel for it, even though they do have magazine as well. I mean, it does. I do like that magazine feel about this. £3.50. This is from the 8th of March. This is from the league game. Obviously, the recent league game, 8th of March. Well, the last game we played, wasn't it? 8th of March, yeah. So I do like the feel to that. It's £3.50, 84 pages, and there is ads and promos. And I sort of perhaps on reflection should have marked them a little bit lower, but 28% ads and promos made up. So there is quite a lot, but you get bigger pages, so it's probably acceptable. Only 5 pages on City, but you score a point for having the king, don't you? You score a point for putting the king. Unfortunately, it's Paddy Creran's page, which he's not my favourite guy, to be honest with you. But obviously, they do 5 pages on City. They're okay. They're not great. They're not badly done, not badly put together. 5 pages. But sort of what wins it for me and is the actual old games, the past games they have. So obviously they show 10 of the greatest derbies between City and United dated from the early days of Newton Heath, etc. And there's some great images and programs. Absolutely fantastic, and that sort of wins it for me. That's more than anything. Put it up there. The only thing I would say to United and any team is when they put like game, they always win. I mean, to me, part of history is losing games as well. Don't be afraid of putting a game in if it's a great game and you've lost it, for instance, or a draw even. Put a draw in. Obviously United will show these games and they've won them all, and that's great. I mean, it's their program, it's their thing, and I think it's probably City do it as well, but. No, don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of putting in when you've got beat. I mean, I do my on this day scores, and there's just as many defeats and draws as there are victories for City. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of your history, whether you get beat or not. So, yeah, just one thing for these programme people: don't be frightened. Don't be frightened of putting defeats in or close games. You can lose it. The United. You think back to the tragic one where. Obviously, Hughes scored the last-minute goal against City. I'd put that in anyway. I mean, what a game that was. A fantastic game. It was gutting. Of course it was gutting. That's part of life. That's part of supporting the football team. So anyway, don't be afraid of that. That's telling you programme makers and brochure put togetherers and magazine put togetherers. So there's a great piece on this about fans as well, different families and fans, but one supporting City, one supporting United. There's a good element of that. You get a great half-time quiz as well. I'm a bit of a glutton for a quiz. There's a quiz in it. You've got a half-time quiz there. And obviously at the end, you've got from the archives, and it's showing a lot of old City United players before a testimonial game. And that's, again, give them an extra point, in my opinion. Yeah, so... Obviously, the United review is at number 4, the Cup, the League United review. But at number 3, I mean, I'm sorry to suffer you again, us City fans, but at number 3, I mean, this was winning. I thought this might actually win the whole thing. But it's obviously the Cup one, the £3.50, and the Cup one against City, the Carabao Cup, which we won. So what? It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. £3.50. Again, 28% of ads and promos, so at least they're consistent. Again, only 5 pages on City, but again, there's a couple of things in this that really, it's the history again. It's the previous matches again. It's all. It's all victories for United again and stuff like that, which sort of ruins it a little bit, but. It's all the history and all the old games and all the action pictures that sort of win it. But what really wins it for me, and I think I mentioned it at the time, I had a look at this in, I think, one of the games when I was doing reviews early in the season, when I was doing reviews about around the time, was you do get in the middle, again, you can buy a couple of copies, you get like a poster that you can stick on your wall for your kids. But not only that, you've got Harry Maguire there, but on the other side, you've got Bobby Charlton, so you can stick Bobby Charlton up. I mean, not that you want to, obviously being a City fan, but that's what I like. The fact you can buy one for your kid, and this is probably how they make money. Buy one for the kids, and they can use that as a posters to stick on the wall, which is absolutely fantastic. And that sort of wins it for me as far as that. And obviously you've got a good kids page, but obviously there's an element of City in that as well, which is really good. So yeah, I mean, it's United. As I say, it is more a magazine, United, isn't it? It is big, but at least it's big and you can roll it up. That's what I like about this. It's not big and cumbersome. It's big and you can roll it up and put it in your back pocket or whatever without too much damage being caused, because it's old-fashioned staples. That's what I like, and this is probably scores better for United as well. They've got staples, so good, and it's good having staples. Number 2. Well, we're going to back one of our first games of the season, actually. I've put in at number 2. I put Bournemouth. The Bournemouth programme, 100 pages again, £3.50 again, still quite expensive. So this was back in August. 21% of ads, but 10 pages for City. So quite a good section for Manchester City in there. Lots of different things, unknown cities, stats, seasons, strange things you might not know about City, etc., etc. So that was quite a good 10 pages. Obviously, you got the old players, Distan, David James, who had links to both clubs, obviously. Also got a feature on Mel Machin. Obviously had links to both clubs. There's obviously still a lot of love out there for Mel Machin with City fans. So piece on Mel Machin there as well. And also we've got the goal machine that was Paul Molden. So stuff on there about Paul Molden, which obviously he ended up at Bournemouth. And a lot of history things in there. A lot of, again, the history things. But again, I think what stood out with this one is at the back, they've got a pull-out thing. It's like, again, you can buy a spare, just perforation. So, you can keep your program, but it's like a kid's thing and it'll fold out into like 4 or 8 pages sort of thing, but it's really, really good. It's like a pull-out thing right at the back. So I really did like that. There's an opposition guide, so there's bits about City as well for the kids as well. So that sort of put it up there for me. The history side, the fact of the links with old managers and players, etc., etc. 10 pages for City. So again, quite compact, not too bad. But number one, I mean, looking back on it, I thought I might have overrated it a little bit. But I think what I liked about it was the actual overall presentation. It was really modern. Number one, we're talking the Wolves game, which was end of December, wasn't it? 98 pages. So again, one of the most pages. Again, the smaller pages, but they pack a lot in. That's the thing. There's only 7 pages on City, but there's also 7 pages on City and Wolves, you know, obviously playing each other in the history of both clubs. And what I like, obviously, I'll tell you about the end bit again, which sort of swung it again for me. Obviously, you got the 7 pages on City, all compact, not too much wastage of space. You know, you got lots of words, not too much of empty space, which you see in a lot of programs and magazines these days. You know, a lot of effects. It's sort of well put together, but packed in loads of stuff. And obviously, you've got the kitted out again, which I mentioned earlier. So you got their player, obviously Neves. And obviously the clubs and the shirts, his first teams he's played for. So that's a kitted out feature. I don't know who took it off who, but there you go. That's another kitted out feature. But yeah, I mean, I'm not the thing that really sort of killed. Sort of again, like the other one, you'll see at the end, you've got a pull-out kids section. It's probably even bigger than the one we just shown you before, which is great. Again, it's perforated, so you can just tear it out. Obviously, you can look at the thing, little quizzes in it. Massive poster on the inside, absolutely fantastic. And again, that's the one thing that I was impressed with the Bournemouth programme, again with the Wolves. And I think the overall presentation, even though a couple of those other programmes, you know, obviously notably the United one, perhaps the Aston Villa one, a lot of history stuff, some great history stuff, etc. I think the compactness of this, again, it's just a compact magazine, isn't it? So that's my number one anyway. Wolverhampton Wanderers, I say, if you like programs, you look through, see what you think. But all them 10 were, I mean, all them 10. There's no real program I looked through and I thought, oh, what a load of rubbish. But I think ours is struggling. I think that this is, I think it was the last one we did, 9th of February. That's the last home game, yeah, West Ham United. I think we're struggling a bit. I mean, there are a couple of good things. I mean, you've obviously got the buzzword, which is like Paddy Crerand's been in the United one for a long time. But I think you know, no disrespect to Buzzer, one of my heroes as a kid, etc. But I think we need a bit of a change from the buzzword. I think we need something a little bit different and something new. I mean, the winning thing that keeps it in my eyes, obviously the Gary James 125-year thing, which obviously Gary James will always be appearing in this, and that's one of the plus points about the City magazine. Again, like similar to Buzzer, I think. Mark Riley, DJ Mark Riley. I think it wears a bit thin. I find most of his articles and items a little bit boring. No offense to Mark, but obviously he's been doing it for a lot of years now, and you've only got so many stories, haven't you? I mean, I'll only have if I was constantly telling you all my stuff, I'd run out of stories to tell. So that is a little bit staid. Perhaps needs a little bit of a change. But what I do like, obviously, I'll talk about it on Twitter in a minute as well. Obviously, we've got the Kevin Cummins stuff, old photos that Kevin Cummins done, apart from the new girl as well. Is it Victoria who's been doing stuff? Obviously, we've got the Kevin Cummins stuff. That's good. I like that. And obviously, you end up with some of the old pictures, obviously. The kids section, not great. It's just really the mascots, and there's not really much more to it. I mean, there's no quizzes or anything like that. It's a little bit disappointing. The feature on West Ham, it's about 9 pages, but they do show old games, obviously involving West Ham and City. That's a very famous old game. Or was that one? Absolutely soaked. Terrible game. Not the greatest game. But yeah, I mean, we do okay to the opposition. I like the career stats thing they started this season. That's a new thing. But I think what really affects the whole City thing is it's okay. It's not great, is it? And it's just the shape. I know they've gone back to the shape now, but it is a little bit. I mean, I usually carry 2 around because I usually go and meet the lad, but I buy the lads program. And it's just a bit awkward. You can put it in your pocket like that. Obviously, they want. But obviously, now they've done this portrait mode sort of program. I wouldn't be averse to them going back to the normal mode, to be honest with you, for next season, going to that mode again, But yeah, it's okay. I certainly would I put it in the top 10? Probably not. It probably wouldn't have been in my top 10 if I'd been an opposing fan doing the top 10. So anyway, that's Oxford number 1. Number 10, Burnley number 9, Leicester 8, Villa 7, Preston 6, Sheffield United 5, United 4 and 3, Bournemouth 2nd, and Wolves just about for its design and its layout, even though obviously other programs did more on history, etc. So anyway, I don't know what you thought of that. So let me know what you think about that. If you like programs and you've done anything on that, and let me know what you thought. Just a quick look on Twitterverse now before we finish. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think most of you would have seen that image now of Kevin De Bruyne obviously doing the workout with his kids, which is quite funny. That was published a few days ago now. But one way of keeping fit, whether that's advisable, I don't know. I mean, I know it's a weight, but it's certainly not an even weight, is it? But I'm not going to pick on him. And obviously, you got Mr. Bravo doing his own hairstyles, and I'm not one to say anything about that, am I? But yeah, okay, Claudio, perhaps stick to a bit of goalkeeping training or something like that. Sky Sports News obviously confirmed that they'd signed over the use of the Etihad Stadium to the NHS, if however they need in the ongoing fight against coronavirus, obviously. But some of the comments from obviously opposing fans were pretty pathetic, to be honest with you. We still see it now, even a few days, even when things are getting worse. So no surprise there. Paul Dickoff, at official Paul Dickoff, was complimenting. Obviously, Manchester City themselves have been putting out quite a lot on Twitter. But obviously, that's something that he was commenting on about name the goal. So that's the sort of thing City have been doing, where you've got to come up with what match was that and what again. So that's really good from Manchester City. And Paul Dickoff enjoyed that. He was commenting about that. Obviously, we've got the Citizens at home as well, which obviously they're showing different things on the site now, Manchester City site. So follow them on Twitter, and they've got the Citizens at home, which is a good thing. City launched Citizens at home website, so that was back at the end of March. So that's worth a look if you've not looked at that yet. Obviously, the season card thing and the money going out. I mean, obviously, Luke at Nonagon City wrote, "Not going to lie, Man City taking season ticket direct debit payments for April is disgraceful. People are paying for something they're never going to see during a time of crisis where they may be short of money. Abysmal behaviour." Yeah, I mean, the club have defended it, haven't they? I mean, I'm a bit like, I mean, I'm not great at the moment. I'm trying to save as much as I can. I mean, I was just speaking to someone the other day, when you do notice now, because you're not doing your big shops and you're not getting them online, you're tending to do what you need, aren't you? And it's costing a lot more money. I mean, I've almost doubled my weekly spend on shopping, and I'm not exactly flushed at the moment. So you've got things like this where perhaps City could have suspended it. But then again, what about the people that have already paid up front? They don't have a monthly thing. There's lots of people, they will say, well, you suspended it, where's our refund? I mean, the logistics of it are a bit complicated, but perhaps City could have done a little bit more better with it. But I'm not going to be critical. It's a difficult time, and I think we've got other things to worry about. But yes, if you are short of money and you are struggling, it is a big dent, and perhaps City could have done something on a case-by-case basis, but you got the staff or the thing to sort that out. I doubt it very much. I mean, if you were absolutely desperate, perhaps a hotline if you were really struggling for money or something. I don't know. I just don't know. It is a difficult one, isn't it? And I'm not going to hammer City for it, to be honest with you. But yeah, perhaps he could do something a little bit better. All these silly things about finishing the season in different countries came out around April the 1st, so it was hard to sort the wheat from the chaff, obviously, of what were true and what weren't. And going to set up 2 World Cup style camps in Midlands and London. I'm sorry if there's no crowd to watch these games. As I said, I mean, for me the season's over anyway. Whatever happens from a psychological point of view with the players, but certainly there's no crowds to watch. It's just another season. It's just another round of games. It doesn't mean anything. It's absolute rubbish. Sort of great image, and these are the sort of images I love, and it's from at Robert M. Dawes, and it was just a picture. These are the sort of things I really like. It was a picture of St James's Park, literally hardly, and it's all standing. No, there's a little bit of seating on top of the stand there, but absolutely fantastic image of St James's Park. When was that? That was about February '68. So just before obviously City would arrive there to win the league. So, but I love images like that. That's football retro plus. So if you like stuff like I do, obviously the Citizens at home. You had Sergio sort of. Obviously, I don't know if that's healthy popcorn. I'm not too sure, but just the sort of thing they're getting up to showing you on that thing, and that was at CX Photos City Extra. Yeah, I mean that was the thing I mentioned earlier, wasn't it? And it was from Sam. R.I.P. to my wonderful dad, who sadly died this morning. Truly devastated. So a great image, a fantastic image of Eddie and Sam there, absolutely fantastic. But my condolences again with the families, etc. Eddie Large. Obviously, the thing about Liverpool furloughing the staff. Obviously, they did the U-turn on that, didn't they? But the P. Dillon, when it first announced, P. Dillon 1, any Premier League club that furloughs their staff should be deducted points. I'd say 30 sounds about right. So that's to say, we've got to have a little bit of a laugh, haven't we? I thought that was quite funny. Another poignant one. I mean, this elderly Man City fan remembers her late husband by having their season ticket seats from Main Road in her back garden. So just there we go. So that was a fantastic image, a very poignant image. And I sort of just commented empty seats at home, which, you know, is quite poignant for the thing, isn't it? And that was from @The Sportsman, an image from them, but Main Road sign in the background, absolutely fantastic. I mean, poignant but nice. A bit of humour again. I follow Have I Got News for you @Have I Got News. Breaking the government updates list of what doesn't constitute daily exercise. This was 3 or 4 days, 5th of April, this was done. Travelling to parks and beaches, team sports, or having sex with Kyle Walker. So we know what that refers to. Kyle, very silly boy. I'm not going to slate him over the top. We all do stupid things. Even men in the late 20s will do stupid things. That's what we are. We're just idiot puppies sometimes, aren't we? I've always compared men to dogs and women to cats. You know, we're quite fun when we're young, but as we get older, men never really grow up, and dogs don't. The dogs are always keen, but we do stupid things. And Kyle should have known better, and perhaps he's not learned. He should, but he's apologised. What more can he do? But I'm sure we're not going to hear the last of that. But he's dropped from England, hasn't he? Southgate's dropped, but he wasn't going to play him anyway, so it's any excuse. We talked about Kevin Cummins before. He's been doing some great pictures lately. Please follow Kevin Cummins at KC Mank, all block capitals, doing some great pictures on the internet of stuff. And obviously he posted that, the Colin Bell testimony. I was there at that one. Colin Bell testimony has been doing pictures from the last year of Main Road as well. So please give Kevin Cummins a follow. Obviously, you may stumble across his stuff, but it's always worth a follow. So some great football and non-football, celebrity stuff on there as well. Davros at Davros 1736. Sad to hear this. He was commenting about Dr. Gary James. Obviously, we follow at Gary James, right? He said, sad to hear this, a name that all City fans of a certain vintage will remember, Gary. Thoughts to his friends and family, not a good day today. And obviously that was the Radiantich has died. Condolences to his family. So obviously the Luton Town player, obviously well known to many City fans of that age, obviously Radiantich. And if you don't know who Radiantich is and his links to City and what he did to City, please check one of my vlogs or check on the internet, find out. It's obviously we'll then know sadly who Radiantich was. In 1894 group have posted some figures at 1894 group _ MCFC. All the facts and figures on a disastrous season in the Premiership for VAR. And yeah, it was saying of La Liga, they were looking at the decisions, and there was 91% of decisions overturned in La Liga. In the Bundesliga, there was 90% of decisions overturned. In Serie A, there was 89% of decisions overturned. In Liga 1, there was 85% of decisions overturned. In the Premier League, just 32% of the decisions overturned. It's as though they got a little bit of paper. It's like the Premier League when they started this. Thought, right, we've got a bit of paper. What we'll do, right? Yeah, Germany have been doing it. Well, yeah, all the good points from there. America will do it. Yeah, America have done it. We'll do all the points from there. Oh, Spain have had it. Yeah, Spain have been doing it. We'll do all the points. So there's all the things we should take note of where it's gone wrong. So this is what we should do now. Screw it up, make our own rules up. I mean, that's what they did, and that just proves it. I mean, absolutely to me, with the end of the season, they should have just scrapped the AR as well with it being just put it down as a bad thing. It's a bad dream, basically. It's not going to happen, unfortunately, but I think this is the ideal time just to get rid, just kick it out. It's absolute crap. Bring it back for us. What can we bring it back for? Whether a ball's gone over the touchline or something like that, whether a ball's gone out for a throw-in or a ball's gone out for a goal kick as opposed to a corner. Just use it for that. But as far as anything else, forget it. Just use it for where they obviously, and it would affect City. That I've known things where City have got the benefit of that this season. So I don't care. If they're going to use it, that's what they should just use it for and leave it at that. And just to finish, Stuart Brennan at Stuart Brennan MEN. FIFA have announced the transfer window will now be slotted between the end of the current season and the beginning of a new one. Well, I mean, no shit, Sherlock, really, is it? I mean, I should hope so, but when and this is all going to happen, who knows? So that's how we are. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the programme thing anyway, and this little look through Twitterverse. I'll be back in probably a week or so. I'll be doing my quizzes and my stuff anyway, and City Pass for you, so they're always appearing. So please keep that bell notification pushed. Follow me on Twitter at Charles Dineen. Dineen spelt DINNEN, and you can also follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie, which is more about movies and TV dramas, which I do vlogs on as well. But obviously, there's lots of City stuff on there as well. So you can follow me on either of those. They're both linked together anyway. And I'm on Facebook at Bernardine with links to moviegamenostalgia.com. My little side, my own little business that I've had for many, many years, selling old and rare DVDs, posters from the 90s and 2000s, and retro older board games, but not the new ones, but all the older classic board games from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s even, etc. So please, if you can have a look at that, moviegamenostalgia.com. Very much appreciated at a time where obviously we're all, as I say, with this season, I wouldn't mind you getting my season ticket money back, to be honest with you. It would have come in handy. So I think I've actually probably mentioned that I've gone back to Asda to do some shifts there because money was a little bit tight, but they've not even, I've been there about 3 weeks, going on for 3 weeks, and I've still not been paid yet because I believe they've still not got me on the system yet. So I'm obviously, one woman jokingly said to me the other day, I'm a volunteer, which I am. Yes, I'm a volunteer. So I'll just tell my stomach, and I'll tell the electric company and the gas company when they want the bill that, I'm sure they'll look after me. I won't need to pay for such things, will I? So anyway, that's funny, but no, it's great. I'm having a good time, and Asda doing it. Asda and most all supermarkets, Tesco's, Morrison's, they're doing it. I think they're trying to do a great job at really, really bad times. So yeah, please be sensible. Try and just do your basic shop once a week if you can, or once every fortnight if you can manage it. But I say that's just one. That is one place at the moment where people are meeting, isn't it? I mean, we do have a policy at the supermarket where so many people are being let in, and it sort of does work. But sometimes you do get close in a couple of meters. There's no way around it. You can't actually do much about that, unfortunately. But obviously, you have to be sensible. So, but that's where you're gonna contract these sort of viruses, isn't it? That's the thing in places like supermarkets, is that's the only place where there's gonna be a few people. So be careful out there, and be wary of other people, and be kind to other people, and give everyone the space. I mean, there's a couple of guys apparently fighting in the car park yesterday, so it just makes you wonder why you bother sometimes. But there you go. Please, I'm sure all you watching this are sensible and doing the right thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family, look after anyone you think might be vulnerable that you might not have heard from or seen. Try and give them, you can't go and knock on the doors as such, can you? But perhaps look through the window, see if they're still okay. Just check. Don't frighten them. If I look through the windows of my neighbours, I'll probably frighten them to death. But yeah, keep an eye out for everyone. So let's all stick together and keep an eye on each other, eh? And as I say, we started with some of our condolences, didn't we? And as I say, people are losing people every day. Some we will know, odd ones we will know. Many thousands and thousands and thousands of others we don't, but all our love and care goes to all of them. I'm sure you'll share that with me as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Till the next time, it's Berta saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye.